Hello and welcome to another maths tutorial video brought to you by Perfect Maths South Africa in partnership with Multifields Tutorials. In this video, we are going to be discussing functions. Now, it is a very useful topic in mathematics and the applications of mathematics from basic counting to the most complex computer programming applications. But here's an interesting fact. If you go to a grade 11 or grade 12 student and ask them the simple question of what is a function, 90% of the time you're going to get an example of a function instead of the definition or a wrong definition. Now, that is because they have misunderstood the background of functions or the theory behind them was not well emphasized. Therefore, in this video, we are going to help you understand the background of functions and the actual definition of functions. But to do that, we are going to need to deal with the theory of sets and also the theory of relations and the types of relations so that we can understand or can define what functions are. So, let's start. We are first going to be talking about sets. Now, grandmothers are actually experts at this topic. For example, if you run to grandmother and say, "Grandmother, does this belong to your set of pots?" Grandmother will look at it and say, "Wait a minute, that's a stapler. There is no way it belongs in my set of pots." What are they teaching you at school? So, we need to understand a set well enough to decide whether an arbitrary given object belongs to the set or not. So formally, sets are well-defined collections of objects. So it can be anything from people or numbers, so don't be confused by this use of the word objects in mathematics, especially in set theory. Now, commonly, we represent sets using uppercase letters. Now, this is to avoid rewriting long sentences. For example, we can use the uppercase letter V to represent the set of all students in Valencia Combined School. So whenever in that particular problem you see the uppercase letter V, you know that it represents the set of all students in Valencia Combined School. So it's very convenient. Now we are going to be looking at an example using the most important set in mathematics, and that is the set of all real numbers. So usually we use an uppercase letter R written in a distinct way to avoid confusion with other sets that can be represented with R. And furthermore, we have this little notation here of a special letter E. Now, this E is read as is an element of or belongs to. So whenever you see it in an equation or in a mathematical sentence, you know that it means is an element of or belongs to. So whatever is written before it belongs to whatever is written after it. So, for example, 1/2 is an element of real numbers. So 1/2 is in the set of all real numbers. But the square root of -1 is not in the set of all real numbers. Square root -1 does not belong to the set of all real numbers. So that's how it works. Now I would like to challenge you to think about any other set and then write down what is an element of the set and what is not an element of the set using this notation. It can be any set. For example, the set of all yellow fruits. Now you can decide whether strawberry belongs to that set, and definitely not. A strawberry is not yellow, so it cannot belong to the set of all yellow fruits.